lost touch with who you are, the core of your being. You're on social media too much. You're listening to what other people are telling you. You're listening to what your parents told you should be doing in life. You're listening to what your friends think is cool. You're listening to what the culture is all about, the entertainment industry, etc. You got to cut all that shit out. You got to listen to yourself, and you got to be a bit bold, and you have to embrace what makes you different. What makes you different, what makes you particularly strange, if you want to use another word, is your strength, is your source of power. You've lost touch with it. Let's go back and try and find it. And that's the whole problem here. How do you find it? Well, it's a process. You have to be patient. It's not going to come like a light bulb in your head. I was meant to do this. That's not how it works. It takes time. To do anything in life takes time and hours and patience and work. And so what the game of life involves is knowing your uniqueness, is knowing who you are, is knowing what makes you weird and what makes you odd. And the problem is that we're social animals, and the pressure continually on us is to fit into a group, is to be like other people, to have their ideas, to have their values, to have their tastes, to dress like them. But look at all the powerful people in this world. They're one of a kind. They're different. They stand out for something that's truly different. Even Albert Einstein, there's nobody else like Einstein. There's nobody like Da Vinci. That's where your power lies. Know who you are. Know what you're, deep down your core, what you love, what you hate, and what you were destined to create in this world. That's like the most important process you can go through. The whole thing has to start from you. It can't start from the world. It can't start from what other people are doing. It can't start from what's sexy. It has to come from within. If it doesn't come from within, then you're going to be floundering for years and years and years. You have this quality. You can't really control it. It's who you are. So make it work for you. Find the way that it's a strength and see it as a strength and use it, and don't have second thoughts about it. Use it for power. If everything is easy in life, if everyone loves what you're going to do, and you have no enemies, you have no opposition, nothing to resist, you're just going to be mush. You're not going to amount to anything. You're not going to be able to push yourself. You're not going to be able to change, evolve. Muhammad Ali said, if I didn't have Joe Frazier around, I would not have become the great boxer that I am. I mean, he would have been a great boxer anyway, but a nemesis like Joe Frazier put me on a much higher level.
Is there not a line in Batman where the Joker says,
"No, you complete me"?
But it is the truth. Though without the Joker, what's the Batman?
Yeah.
And I love the idea you should relish the chance to prove yourself. Pressure is a privilege in that way.
And because the harshness of your circumstances often transforms you. People who have it easy in life never have to work on themselves, right? But people who have the worst circumstances in them, they're either crushed by it or they use it to develop themselves. And it brought out best in me. It made me do things that I'd never done before. It built up my self-confidence. So it's the equivalent of somebody doubting you, because there were a lot of doubters around and a lot of people thinking, well, Robert's kind of finished here. We thought he was this, but he's not really. And so having that kind of pressure, like we talked about deadlines and having people doubt you, it can crush you, but it can also make you a lot stronger. It can make you a better fighter. You know, when you focus on something, the world just kind of opens up, but you have to be focusing on the right thing. At so many turning points in my life, I could have been discouraged. You know, I had somebody say, Robert, you're never going to be a good writer in life. My parents tried to funnel me this way or that way. I was stubborn and I was rebellious and I did my own thing. Because of that, I have a different voice from other people, right? I'm searching for that voice of somebody who's different, who has something different to say, who speaks in a different tone of voice, that has their blood and their personality in their writing. And I don't find it often, but when I do, it's a great thing. And so, to me, success in life, it's a process of becoming who you actually are. and realizing what it is.
You're not going to be replaced by AI. You'll be replaced by someone who understands how to use it. There's a lot of fear around this, right? People are afraid of it's going to be dystopia, it's going to destroy the world. And there's fears of just losing your jobs, and they're good fears. AI is the most powerful tool we've ever had, but it's happening so fast. There's so many things. It's overwhelming. They're watching YouTubes. They're trying to figure out what I should do. And so what most people do is very little or nothing. They use ChatGPT as if it was a search engine or getting a few answers.
Those that are overwhelmed, maybe if you feel it, and I felt it for a while as well, is there are so many tools coming out, a new one seemingly every day. As soon as you start learning one, there's another, and then almost you want to throw your hands up. We're in this resistance phase, right? What we've been doing is we identified 50 of the top experts and regular people, like Tony said, doing extraordinary things with AI. And what we found, the people that are utilizing it, and everyday business owners, people in their career that are exploding in their career, they have a pattern.
Yes, AI is going to displace a lot of jobs, so you have to decide, I'm going to get this advantage for me and my business, instead of being overwhelmed. We have a free summit coming up April 23rd to the 25th. At the end of those 3 days, you're going to have a practical tool and set of strategies to improve your career, or most importantly, your business to the next level. We'd love to.
And is there a strategy that young people, or really anybody that feels lost or aimless in their life, should and is able to deploy to find their purpose, to find the direction, the thing they should be aiming at?
You have to go inward. So you have to resist the pull that our culture gives you. You have to also really want this. That's probably what it really comes down to. Are you unhappy? Are you frustrated? Are you hitting kind of rock bottom? Is this a turning point in your life where you realize if I keep going this way in 5 years, it's going to be really serious? Okay, it has to be important to you, and you have to have a sense of urgency. And with that sense of urgency, you have to make some decisions. And one of the decisions that's absolutely essential is to pay less attention to what other people are doing, to pay less attention to what other people are saying, to pay less attention to what people are telling you you should be doing, and to go inward and think about yourself and think about what you love and what your interests are that have nothing to do with what people are doing on social media, the things that grab you, that excite you deeply inside in a way that's almost irresistible. The people out there, you have that. There's something like that. You had it when you were a child. You had it when you were 2, 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, and you've lost it because you're listening too much to other people. So it's kind of like archaeology would be the metaphor. You have to dig and dig and dig and find those bones and those relics and those artifacts from your past, the things that really excite you, as well as the things that you hate. There's a lesson for people, right? But it all begins from a sense of urgency. I can't go on this way. I have to find something that I love. When you're 20 or 21, maybe you don't feel that urgency because you're so young. But you have to be careful because time passes really quickly. Those years in your 20s, they go by faster than you think. You don't learn anything if you're not excited by it. So you have to have a sense of fun and adventure about this. So discovering what your life's task can't be this dreary, boring thing that Robert's advocating you do, where you have to spend time with myself, I have to look, do a journal, blah, blah, blah. No, it's fun. It's an adventure, trying different things that fit into this general shape of what you were destined for. It's a blast. So I don't want your life to be boring. I want you to learn, I want you to have adventures, but you have to have a sense of direction, a sense of purpose to guide that kind of different adventures that you go on. Don't be too hard on yourself, and be patient. And it's a kind of a mix that you have to go through, a bit of a dance. So on the one hand, you want to be serious about life. Life doesn't go on forever. Your youth will be over in 10, 12 years. You better believe it, it goes faster than you can imagine, right? So take it seriously. You want to realize what your life's task is. You want to develop those skills that will make it so when you're in your 30s, things will come together as they fortunately did for me. It's a common story that 31, 32 is that year where things turn around for people, right? But on the other hand, You don't want to be so damn serious, so damn linear in your thinking. I've got to head down this path to make this amount of money, etc. You're young. Have some fun, have some adventure, have some excitement. But at the same time, also have that sense of discipline, that sense of purpose. You can do both things at the same time. We are born into a very, very strange and mysterious and wondrous world. You take everything for granted, but you don't realize that to be alive, the odds are absolutely astronomical. To be around with all this technology where we were as humans 20,000 years ago, something you can't even begin to fathom. And when you're a child, you ask these questions. Albert Einstein said the same thing, Genius is able to keep questioning, to be that child, to keep wondering about things, right? So your ability to wonder, to ask questions, to not feel like you know all the answers, isn't a beautiful thing? It's not just to make you more intelligent, it also makes you happier. Cynics start from a place where they know everything. The world is just so rotten. Everyone's out for power. Everyone's got an ulterior motive. It's all just about these, you're really not interested in other people, Robert. You're interested in making money, right? Cynicism reduces everything to this one level. It has nothing to do with reality, because reality is much richer and weirder and more mysterious than that. When you're a cynic, you're missing the beauty of life. But also people don't like to be around cynics because, people like maybe some sarcasm, I don't deny that. But people want to feel that sense of innocence. They want to feel excited. They want to feel enthusiastic. And if you're a Debbie Downer, if everything is like, that's what's really going on here, you're not really blah, 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 blah. But eventually they're going to push you aside because they don't want to hear that kind of stuff.
Getting hard and getting turned on are not the same thing.
That is why Blue Chew Gold was created.
Science shows that arousal begins in the brain, not just the body.
If you felt resistant to ED meds, you're not alone. I know that blood flow is only half of the equation. Arousal and connection begin in the brain.
Blue Chew Gold is the only arousal-boosting 4-in-1.
It is not just another pill that targets blood flow.
It's the only 4-in-1 built for brain and body.
Sildenafil and tadalafil. That's the physical fuel your body needs.
With aquamorphine and oxytocin.
That's what wakes up the brain and creates the actual desire.
If you like to take care of yourself and you only want the best for yourself, then it only makes sense to switch to this gold standard of ED treatment.
Blue Chew Gold works fast. It dissolves sublingually or results in as little as 15 minutes.
The result is chemistry that actually brings couples closer.
It is the only arousal-boosting 4-in-1 worth trying in 2026.
It's the innovation that men and their partners have been waiting for.
Get the sublingual tablet that tackles both.
Go gold today and get 10% off and free shipping at BlueChew.com.
How do you go from zero experience to flying for one of the world's largest airlines? Let's find out as we go behind the scenes at ATP. Here at American Airlines headquarters in Dallas, Texas, to learn about the pathway ATP students have to a career at American.
Particularly young people today, maybe it's always been that way, are so afraid of being